there is something that I want to react to before we get out of here, and it is Shaquille O'Neal once again talking trash on Joel Embiid. And I don't really know what this dude's obsession is with Joel Embiid. I think it's sad. I think it's sad that Shaquille O'Neal is such a hater. You know, like, so many NBA legends love the next generation and love to watch the game evolve. And Shaq has this insecurity for some reason. Shaq has this insecurity about his dominance and his legacy. And he just seems like a jealous asshole. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's sad to me that some NBA legends like Shaq talk about the game in such a negative light. It's really annoying to me. I don't think it's good for the game. And I don't know what his obsession is with talking about Joel Embiid like this. But listen to what he said, man.
Who's a big man you watch now and you say, I think they could have played with us?
Who's a big man you watch now and say, I think they could have played with us? See, I watched the whole started watching in 95. I watched the whole late 90s. I watched the whole 2000s era. What is this obsession with players now couldn't play with us? Where does this come from? It's just the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. LeBron James would average 70 points per game in 1960, for example. I just don't know where this comes from. These players couldn't play with us. It's ridiculous. But anyway.
Who's a big man you watch now and you say, I think they could have played with us? Because I get a lot of flack, but that's how I judge players. If they could play with us, I give you some props.
How do you know whether or not they could play with you? Unless you have some kind of time machine crystal ball.
I like Zubac. I think Zubac could have bumped with us back then. Julius Randle. It's a couple guys.
What about
Julius Randle?
It's a couple guys.
What about Embiid?
Yeah, Embiid for sure.
See, this is Zach Randolph, by the way. And Zach Randolph, right off the rip, says, hell yeah, Embiid could have played with you guys.
It's Randle. It's a couple guys.
What about Embiid?
Yeah, Embiid for sure.
Shaq's mad right away.
I think so, Embiid. I think for him, because
Shaq, what was that noise?
He got that deep entering. He got that, where he from Cameroon, so he got some deep, you know what I mean? So I think he can get it up out of it.
See, Zach Randolph is a retired NBA player who appreciates the new generation of players.
You know what I mean?
Is he mean?
He can be.
Because I came at him one day and his response was, guys don't play like that no more. I'm like mother, what? You talking about? Like, bro, go inside.
Yeah.
Punish. Oh, guys don't play like that no more. I was like, I'm done even talking to you. It's like trying to bully him. Like, give me your lunch. I would, but I'm homeless. Here, go. Go ahead, man. Get the on. Fight back or something. I would give you my lunch, but I'm homeless and I might die today if you eat my. All right, man, just go. Like, you just start feeling sorry for the people.
I mean, so I think he can get it up out of it. You know what I mean?
Is he mean?
He can be.
Because I came at him one day and his response was, guys don't play like that no more.
See, I don't even think Shaq understands what Joel Embiid said in response to what he probably said to Joel Embiid. Him and Charles Barkley are always on TNT saying, get in the paint, get in the paint. Get on the block. Which, first of all, when Joel Embiid was healthy and he was, all of those MVP seasons, all of those historic stat lines, he averaged the most points per post up by a landslide every season. He averaged the most post ups per game by a landslide every season. He said guys don't play like that no more, meaning dudes aren't on the block the whole game anymore. They're just not. Joel Embiid posts up literally more than any NBA player in the NBA. So what is Shaq even talking about? Oh, he didn't post up as much as me. He didn't post up like I did. Also this, Shaq, if you could shoot a fucking basketball, would you have posted up your whole entire career? If you could shoot a basketball, if you could hit the broadside of a barn with a basketball, Shaq, would you have had your back to the basket your whole career? You were the most physically dominant basketball player I had ever seen. But you had to use that as your 100% only ability because you can't shoot a basketball, Shaq. If you had the ability to pop out to 15-footer, bro, are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm turning this completely around on you, Shaq. You think you were the best big man ever, and maybe you were. Do you understand how much better you would have been if you had the ability to pop out and hit a 17-footer? Are you serious? You're using the fact that Joel Embiid is actually a better basketball player than you were against him because he's not on the block the whole game? It's just a ridiculous take, man.
I'm like, mother, what you talking about? Like, bro, go inside. Yeah. Punish. Oh, guys, don't.
Go inside and punish. Somebody please show Shaquille O'Neal at least a highlight reel of Joel Embiid. Because I just don't. First of all, he was on another show a couple of months ago where he said Joel Embiid doesn't get double teamed like I do. Joel Embiid doesn't get double teamed like I did. And he was factually completely incorrect. Joel Embiid averages the most double teams of any NBA player. Double teamed per possession, all of that. He averaged more double teams per possession than Shaquille O'Neal, who claimed Joel Embiid doesn't get double teamed. The guy doesn't Google anything. He doesn't look up a single statistic to back up what he says. He just gets on a podcast and just blasts nonsense out of his face. Not a stitch of research, not a single fact, nothing. I just don't get it. He don't get double teamed like I did. I don't think Shaquille O'Neal watches basketball anymore. I think he reads narratives and then he gets on a podcast and says shit. Anyway, completely incorrect about Joel Embiid. Shaquille O'Neal is once again. But you know what, Shaq? Thank you for the content. And yeah, I think that's all I got, man. Sixers made an offer to the Spurs. Spurs are playing hardball, acting like they're not going to trade. They're going to wait all the way up until the draft happens. They're trying to drive up the price. We will see what happens. We are only a couple days away from the NBA draft. 5 days? What's today? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days away from the NBA draft. Did I miss a super chat? What's up, man? Thank y'all for hanging out. 500 plus in here. You guys are awesome. Cornbread. $1.99 super chat is our best option to trade down at this point. Trade down. I could see the Sixers taking VJ at number 3 if they can't get a good enough offer for Ace Bailey. I think Ace Bailey's camp is not only ruining his own draft stock, but I think Ace Bailey's camp is also ruining the ability for the 76ers to trade down, because I think he's becoming less sought after by teams in that range. And you still draft him based on his potential. If the Washington Wizards want to trade up from number 6, if the Sixers feel like, yeah, but see, you can't, I don't think you. If I don't take Ace Bailey, I want VJ Edgecombe. That is definitely where I stand right now. If the Sixers don't take Ace Bailey, I want VJ Edgecombe. That is where I'm at right now. And you're not going to get him at 6. You're probably not even going to get him at 5. The only trade down I could see is a swap with the Charlotte Hornets. But why would the Charlotte Hornets want Ace Bailey that bad when they just drafted Brandon Miller? You know what I'm saying? So I really don't see I don't think I see a trade down really at all. I think the Sixers either take Ace Bailey at 3 or they draft VJ Edgecombe at 3 or the Spurs budge and the 76ers give up those coveted first-round picks for Dylan Harper. And anyone that missed the beginning of this show, I talked about what the rumor is that the 76ers made an offer to trade up with the Spurs. And I talked about what I think the 76ers probably offered as far as what draft picks they probably offered to try to trade up. So go ahead and rewatch the beginning of this stream in a couple of minutes when it is up on YouTube.